Hey guys, Jay from JPVideos here, back with a new product review. Today we're checking out something really unique and amazing, something that I've never reviewed before on my channel until today. And it's sitting right here in this box. Curious as to what it is? Well, stay tuned, I'll tell you all about it. Welcome back. So the product we're checking out today is actually a flashlight. But this is not your everyday, ordinary, common flashlight. This has a few key features that makes it stand apart from anything I've ever reviewed before on my channel. And until this company contacted me, I never knew a product like this even existed. This is the Brinyte T18 Artemis. And when they reached out to me and told me about this product and what it's capable of, I immediately got excited, knew I needed to check it out for myself and to share it with you guys. So I first want to thank Brinyte for contacting me and giving me the opportunity to review this flashlight. Now before we get into the review part, I do want to share those key features with you right off the bat because they are worth mentioning. Number one, this has a twist focus beam of light, which means if you twist this ring here, you can adjust it between wide or narrow beam of light. Now that is available on other flashlights, but it's a first for my channel. Secondly, this has interchangeable light filaments. Aside from having a really bright white light, you can change it to blue, green, or red, also ultraviolet and infrared, which is something I've never heard of before. So I'm really excited to demonstrate that for you. Lastly, you can control this two ways. Number one is with the button right here. Very simple, one button design. You can also control this with the included remote control. So from a distance, you can power this on and off and even ramp up or ramp down the intensity of the light. And include using all the different color filaments too. So you have multiple ways to use it. It's interchangeable, universal, and has a lot of practical uses. So in this video, we're going to do a quick unboxing to show you what you get. We're then going to go over all the items to show you how to change out the lenses and how the light works. And then later on tonight, we're going to see how well it performs. So come on over here, let's check it out together. So when you order your item, it will come neatly packaged in this box. When you open it up, it will be arranged appropriately. Everything will be neatly packed, but I did open this already. You do have the T18 Artemis. This is the main unit. You do have some protective foam, and inside is where you're going to find all the rest of the stuff. So let me take everything out and go over it with you. Okay, so everything's laid out. This is everything that comes in the package. You do have your instruction manual. You have a USB-C charging cable. You have a micro USB charging cable. You get some extra O-ring gaskets. The 3-button included remote control. A Brinyte wristband or bracelet, and your light filaments, blue, green, red, UV, and IR, and of course the light itself. So this is the complete package. Now let me explain to you how everything works and how everything gets thrown together to make it interchangeable, universal, and what the charging cables are for. So you get 2 charging cables for a reason, because right here in the T18 Artemis is a removable battery. Inside here is a 5,000 milliamp 3.6 volt rechargeable battery, and on the battery itself is your USB-C charging port. So all you do is plug into this to charge up the battery with the provided USB-C cable. Now the micro USB-C cable is to charge up the remote control. This actually has a built-in rechargeable battery, and here you will find the micro USB charging port. You charge it up so you don't ever have to buy batteries. This actually has a 3M pad on the back, so you can stick this onto a wall or anywhere that you're going to have it semi-permanently mounted. And we'll demonstrate how the remote control works a little bit later. Now the standout feature for me, aside from the remote control, are these different light filaments. These are pretty incredible. Now the IR one is going to be hard to demonstrate just by looking at, because it's a very low light. It's not very bright, not really noticeable by the naked eye, but we're going to use my Panasonic camera, which has night vision, infrared vision. I'm going to show how this will project the infrared light using a night vision camera. Aside from that though, tonight we're going to demonstrate red, UV, which is almost like a black light, green, and my favorite one is the blue. And inside of it here are these little kind of like capsules. It's a little, almost looks like a faucet for a hose. It's got a little groove on it for some grip. Inside of it is the actual light filament, and it's threaded and makes contact to power it. Now they all look the same. Now you don't want to take them all out all at once because you can't really tell which one is which just by looking at it unless you put it in the light and power it on. So you want to do them one at a time. That way you know that you have the correct one in the correct little vial here. Now on the light itself, I did say it does have a twist focus, which is right here. You can see it twists in and out. It changes the beam of light from a wide floodlight to a narrow spotlight. That's a pretty cool design. It makes it pretty universal. That way, if you're looking for something far off in the distance or just want a wide scattered light, you get the best of both worlds with this light. Now, this is also made of aircraft grade aluminum. It actually feels really good in the hands. It's really strong, really durable. Now it's not waterproof and it's not drop proof, but if you were to bang it off something, you're not going to have to worry about it getting damaged. You might get a minor scratch or two, but it feels really good in the hands. On the bottom here is your one button push, and unlike other lights I've reviewed on my channel, this does not have turbo mode or anything like that. One button turns it on, and then to adjust the intensity, we're going to use the remote control for that. But here you can see kind of how it could change the light. We'll show it better at nighttime, but just to demonstrate quickly, twisting it does affect how the output of the light is. Now to change out the lenses, you got to basically grab the ring and untwist the top housing. This comes apart. Inside you do find your light filament. This is the white one, and again with those little grooves you twist it to release it, and there you go. Now it's ready to be swapped out with any color that you choose. But to change out, screw it back in, make sure it's nice and tight, screw on your housing, and that's it. It's ready to go. Power it on. And very simple, very easy, and depending on if you're looking for some UV light, IR light, blue, green, or red, for whatever application you're using, it takes less than a minute to swap it out. Next, I'm going to demonstrate how the remote control works. So basically what you do, obviously you want to make sure it's charged up. But you power on the light. We'll turn it sideways so you can see. Once it's powered on, you have three buttons on the remote. You have a middle power button, and you have a plus and minus. So to use remote operation, have the light on, and then press the power button. Right now, the light is turned off and will only be controlled through the remote control. So I could go on and off as many times as I want. You do get a green LED confirmation when you press the button. Now when it's on, you could control the intensity. Say you want to have a really dim light just for maybe reading a book. You can either press repeatedly or hold it in, and it dims down. And release it, it'll stay there. You want to increase the light, press the plus sign. You can stop it anywhere you want to, or you can go all the way up, and there you go. So pretty neat that you can mount this light somewhere. Some ideal applications, you could have this hanging somewhere like over a workbench and turn it on for doing like model work. You can control it with the remote. So you can use it for bench work, you can use it for working on a car, and not have to worry about grabbing the light to turn it on and off. Really simple and effective remote control. We'll also do a range test on it tonight too to see how far the remote control itself works, but it's a pretty great item to include with it. My first ever flashlight with remote control. Having a built-in battery makes it ideal because you don't have to buy batteries for the light or the remote. And again, this is a completely unique flashlight compared to anything I've ever dealt with it before. So that's why I knew that I had to get this light and share it with you guys. So now that you know what comes in the box, how the light works, we're going to cut to nighttime with the snap of a finger and see how well it performs. So let's go. And just like that, it's now nighttime, and we're going to do some demonstrations to see how well this light performs. We're going to start off with the white light. I'm going to show you how the twist focus works as far as how the spread of the beam looks. and then we're going to switch to the different filaments to show you how the colors look. We're going to finalize with the IR infrared. I'm going to use my Panasonic camera with the night vision infrared setting to see how well that projects coming out of this light. So let's get started. So right now I do have it on the widest setting. You can see it's just a completely wide circle ray of light. Doesn't shoot incredibly far. It does reach the trees in the background there, but for the most part it is good for searching for stuff on the ground. It's a nice bright white light. Not the brightest, doesn't shoot the farthest, but it is adequate enough for most situations. Now as I twist this, you should be able to see the beam change. It goes down to almost like a square, which is really concentrated. It shoots much further though. This one, you could see, that's shooting. That tree that's pointing out right now, you guys may or may not be able to see, is about 50 yards away. And it's lighting it up, no issue at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to disconnect myself from the microphone. I'm going to walk around here a little bit further away and again show you the different settings from a distance. You might be able to get a better feel for how this light projects. Okay, so the first filament I changed to is the green one. I'm going to show it to you guys, which is going to blind the camera, but then I'll spin around to be able to see how it projects, but it's a bright green color. Actually, it gives it a really unique look. Almost like if you're looking at, if you've seen movies like with the goggles, with the night vision goggles, where it's illuminated green, that's what it looks like. But again, you can adjust the focus, get a nice concentrated beam of light, and you shoot green anywhere you want it. Even right there you can see it's really a bright green. Next up is red. Again, these colors are very vibrant. You know, they show quite, you know, like a strong range of light here, for lack of a better word. There is concentrated. And don't forget too, this operates with remote control, which we're going to demonstrate in a little bit. So any light filament that you're using, you can still control this from a distance with the remote control. This next one is my favorite one, blue. It just looks really cool. Shows up really well on whatever you show it on, the ground, your skin. And this is a good way to have illumination and not draw a ton of attention, because these colors don't show as bright as white, obviously. They are toned down. And with the customization that the remote control offers, you could even turn down the intensity. So you could have it much dimmer, but still be able to use whatever filament that you want to use, given the situation that you're needing it for. The next up is UV, ultraviolet. This is basically almost like a black light. If you're wearing anything white, you can see it lights up everything, you know, really bright, as if you're going to like a almost like a haunted house where they use dark lights or special effects in certain, you know, either movies or attractions. But this is UV. Also, you could use this to pick up scorpions on the ground. Scorpions do glow under UV light, so this is the same light you would use for that. But Really cool applications though. So the last one is IR, infrared. I'm not sure how well, if it's going to pick up at all on the camera that you're watching, but we're going to use my Panasonic VX981 on infrared night vision mode because this should work hand in hand with this. I'm going to show you how the image looks just alone with the camera. Then we'll turn the light on and see how well it projects using a night vision camera. So it is on right now. It's just a little red light in there. Doesn't project at all. You can't see it on the ground. Doesn't even show on your hand. But it is indeed on. So now let's switch to the Panasonic and see how it looks first without the light. Okay, and we're now recording through the Panasonic. This does have a built-in IR light, so you can see it is picking up on the ground here. Let me make sure we're on autofocus. Yeah, okay. You can see there's a cat right there, one of our stray cats. I'm going to turn on the T18 Artemis and we'll see how this does. Oh yeah, look at it. Easily cast a ton of light. Now this is just, not to blind you guys, but it's just a little red light that is showing. I'm going to do the twist to focus here, which is sending the beam really far. So that's the IR light showing on the brightest, farthest portion, which we could see picks up on the trees really far away. So if you have a night vision camera and you want to project some more light, all you got to do is throw in the IR filament and you are covered. This is throwing the light so much further. Now when I turn it away, you can see not much. And there's Miss Puss Puss. But the great thing is that this light is not showing any light at all. So if anyone was around you, they wouldn't even know that you're doing what you're doing because the IR light is almost, doesn't pick up anything from the naked eye. There's even another cat there. So if you're doing paranormal investigations or some researching, investigating, this would be ideal to give you a much further throw of light for night vision. So the last feature I want to show you is the remote control. And the way it works is you turn on the light and from there you could use the remote to toggle on or off from a distance. We're going to see how far away we could go within reason. Not going to do anything extreme. And what I'm going to do is lay the light down here in the distance. I'm going to stand back behind the camera here and we'll try to toggle it on or off and of course ramp up or ramp down the intensity of the light with the plus or minus. So we'll do that part next. So right now I am behind the camera. The light is laying on the ground. As you can see, I do have the remote here. And we're going to press the power button. And it came on. So it is working from here. I am about 30 feet away. As I press it on, off, on, off. Now I'm going to hold down the minus button to turn down the intensity. Awesome. I'm going to hold positive all the way up until it reaches full brightness. Now I'm going to press minus to go down again, but I'm going to stop it at a random spot and it should stop right where I release it. There. So I'm about halfway. If I continue holding down again, minus, all the way down, I could go up a little bit at a time if I want to full brightness. So remote control, I'm actually going a little bit further away. You guys will still be able to hear me. I'm about 40 feet away right now. Still working. I am at the length of my microphone now behind the camera, probably about 48 to 50 feet away. And it's not working. Okay, so we did reach our range. Let me come back in a little bit. There we go. So about 40-45 feet is the length of distance that the remote control does work, which is more than adequate. I'm surprised it went more than 10 feet. So that was my review on the Brinyte T18 Artemis. This is an incredible light. Now, if you want to get specific details or specs about this item, Down below in the description, you will find a link to the website where you'll be able to find out the weight of the item, battery length or battery duration for the different filaments that you use. All that can be found down below in the description. I mainly want to focus on the performance of the light, and I think we did a good job covering that tonight. So that was my look here at the Brinyte T18 Artemis flashlight. What an incredible product. I was so thrilled to receive this item, and even more thrilled to demonstrate and show you what it's capable of doing. Now, like I say, you may ask, who's this item for? It's basically anyone who wants something different, unique, that has a specific application for using different filaments. Like I said, for the IR, you could use it for night vision cameras. You could even use it for home security cameras that have IR. UV could use for multitude of applications, finding things that glow, for haunted houses, for finding scorpions, and the red, green, and blue, for whatever you have a need for. The best part, though, I think, is the remote control. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you can hang this light, with the lanyard and have it over your workstation, your desk, if you're building models or something like that. Turn it on and off with the click of a button. You could adjust your intensity. That way you could get the appropriate brightness. Even great for camping. If you're going camping, you can have this in your tent or have it in your tent camping area. Control it with a button. You don't have to get up and go turn it off or turn it on. So if you're going to sleep at night, you can have this light sitting there. If you're reading a book, press of a button, turn it off. You don't even have to get out of your sleeping bag. So I think it's a fantastic item, and I'd like to see more like this. Having the slide focus too, the twist focus, is another great feature. So having 3 key features definitely raises the bar and sets it apart from other lights that are out there in the market, and ones I especially reviewed on my channel already. Now, if you want to get one for yourself, Brinyte is working with me to give you guys a discount. It is available on their website, as I mentioned, link down below, for $159. But right now, for a limited time, if you use the code JPVideos, you'll receive 10% off. So you'll receive around $16 off that price. And for what you're getting a great value because everything comes with it. You're getting 5 different filaments plus the light one, so you have 6 total. You're getting a rechargeable battery for the light, remote control with the built-in rechargeable battery, the charging cables, the instructions, even the little bracelet. You're getting a lot for your money. And I think if you have a use for this light, it's definitely worth picking up. You can't go wrong with getting a good flashlight. And with the great build quality of the airplane grade aluminum, you don't have to worry about it getting broken or damaged easily. Now, if you want to see more flashlight reviews I've done in my channel, you can click on the link up here in the corner. I've reviewed ThruNite, WowTech, Olight, and others. And you can see how well it compares as far as price, durability, performance-wise. But this is the first of its kind on my channel with having a remote control, interchangeable filaments, and a slide focus. So a big special thanks to Brinyte for sending this light out to me for review. And more importantly, I want to thank all of you for watching today's review. Until next time, guys, I'll see all of you in the next video.